Hello everyone, welcome to MICE Talk from Liberty International Tourism Group. I'm your host, Maximilian, COO of Liberty Group. In each episode, we will dive deep into the latest MICE industry trends, share insights from seasoned professionals, explore innovation, event technologies, showcase success stories that redefine the landscape of MICE. Today we have with us Gerard, our CEO from the Liberty Nordics. Nordics, here we talk about Sweden, Denmark and Norway. And Fernando, our sales representative in Brazil. So thank you, welcome Gerard and Fernando to the MICE Talk with Liberty.
Hello Max. Hello Fernando.
Hello Max. Hello Gerard, the pleasure. Always a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, perfect. So it's Sweden, Norway and Denmark. So something that is for me came up now in the last few days and weeks more and more often. Why? Because in the south in Europe it's very hot and I'm thinking, okay, August, in next holiday, maybe I should go more to the north because in the south it's quite interesting, some quite interesting temperatures there. So Gerard, somebody who has never been to Sweden, Norway, Denmark, how would you describe that to?
Well, yeah, as you said, we actually found a name for this new trend when people want to come to the Nordic countries because they suffer from the heat. We call it coolcation. So combination of cool and vacation. So yeah, basically, I mean, in our summers here, we never get more than, you would say, 25, 26 degrees would be like the highest temperature we have. I'm talking about the latitude of Stockholm, Oslo, Helsinki. I mean, if you go up north, of course, it's going to go down. But yeah, for someone coming here would be number one for this very nice temperatures we have. Also, I mean, our destination is really depending on the season. We have a winter season and we have a summer season, and these are the two seasons you should come here, basically. And maybe we will go deeper into that. So first of all, if you want to come here, think about the season, because you can do fantastic things in both seasons, but they're really, really different. And either you are looking for the snow, which is always a guarantee in our country still, compared to, again, Southern Europe, where sometimes the snow can be a problem. And in the summer, the long nights as well. I mean, if you look at the latitude of Stockholm, Oslo, Helsinki again, you get a night which is like only like, say, 2 hours of darkness only. And then when I say darkness, it's not even dark, it's like navy blue, basically. So it's really for I know everyone comes here, gets really surprised about that situation, that they wake up at 3 o'clock in the night and the sun is already up. So I would say, yeah, these things.
Yeah, this is really something very unique. I mean, I have been in Malmö, that's south of Sweden, a long time ago. I have been in Oslo, Norway. And yeah, when you're in Malmö, you of course, you can visit Copenhagen quickly. Why? Maybe Gerard, you want to explain the connection between Denmark and Sweden?
Yeah, when I moved to Sweden 30 years ago, you had to take the boat, actually, the ferry boat between Malmö and Copenhagen. But then they built this beautiful bridge, which is actually half a bridge and half a tunnel. To cover the distance. So today you can either by car or by bus or by train even. You can take this bridge between the two cities.
Yeah, it's really fantastic, and only 20 minutes drive as you told me. So, and what I have always some fun facts in my podcasts, and you have 95,000 lakes in Sweden, so only Sweden. So this is an amount which is unbelievable. And Fernando, what is why I really think you are the perfect sales representative from Brazil, who can explain clients why Sweden is so special, as we had a fantastic fam trip. I think it was this year, right? Before IMEX Frankfurt, if I'm not sure. When was it?
It was before IMEX Frankfurt, in May.
Exactly.
We went there.
Exactly. So maybe you can explain a little bit what you experienced and how it was for you and for our clients.
Oh, I think, Max, everyone was very positively surprised by the beauty of Sweden. We were not expecting it to be so beautiful. I didn't actually know that Stockholm has so many islands. Um, and we were very lucky when we were there because the weather was beautiful, and then we had a lot of water experiences, water tours. We did speedboats, we did sauna with swimming in the Baltics. And we did a lot of cultural experiences also. We visited the Vasa Museum, it's unbelievable. It's such a beautiful construction that they did of this boat way back. And also the museum that we went in the island, which is the art museum. Well, I think it's mind blowing. You know, Sweden is Stockholm, and then we went to the north of Sweden. It's amazing the amount of options that you have for all different kinds of programs, not only for leisure, but also for incentive and corporative groups. It's a really a wonderful destination. And the added value of it is that it's an extremely safe environment. So many places around the world that you go, security is always an issue. And in Sweden, it's definitely a place that you have zero concern when it comes to security. So I think there's a lot of very positive things that contribute for Sweden to be like a top destination. It's funny that in Brazil, all the time some here in the comments say, when we refer to a place that things work properly and the model there is, we want to achieve, it's funny that everyone is always referring to Sweden as this place where we have to aim to achieve. But I was very surprised.
Very nice. No, great to hear. I mean, the speedboat, Gerard, how fast was it, the speedboat?
Yeah, so we call it RIB boat, R-I-B boat, and it goes at 120 kilometers on the water. So now it's really, I mean, to rebound on what Fernando said, we have outside of Stockholm, in the Stockholm archipelago, we have 30,000 islands. And the funny thing, now and then you can check if you're looking for buying a house in Stockholm. You can find an island, your own island, with one house on it, which is on sale. And the prices range from, you might find one actually for, let's say, 1 million euro, I think, would be like the cheapest one I've seen. And then, of course, goes up, it depends on the quality of the house on it and everything. But it's really like a dream, which is affordable, if you can name it affordable, but still otherwise in the rest of the world, to buy an island is quite costly normally. But here you can still make some good business with
Perfect.
that.
So Gerard, please tell me, before you buy such an island, before there's no internet and you disappear, so please inform me before.
Sure.
No, but it's also something where I think you went then to the sauna, which is a big tradition in the Nordics. I mean, normally the Finnish guys, every hotel room has a sauna included. But then you went to the sauna, had some nice drinks as well, and then you jumped into the sea. And what was the temperature of the sea?
I mean, this was in May, so we were just basically coming out of a winter. I think it was about 5 degrees, and I mean, it was lovely. These ladies from Brazil were there when we got there, and I said, well, I'm going to do a sauna and then go into the sea. And we're like, no way, we're not even going to do a sauna, you know. And I'm like, but then you're missing something, because this is a part of our culture. But then suddenly they came into the sauna, and took 1 beer, 2 beers. And then they just tried to jump in the water, and they did that, I think it was 4 or 5 times, going into the water, swimming a bit, and then going back to the sauna, and then back in the water. And this is, you know, all the people I've seen coming here from the rest of the world to Sweden during my 30 years here. I meet them afterwards, a few years after, and they're like, the first thing they tell me was, this sauna, and when we went into the sea, it was magic, you know, or the lake. Because in the winter, we make a hole in the water, in the ice, and then you can still go and not swim, of course, but you just go in the water a few seconds, and then you go back to a sauna. And this is something that you can really offer to the people coming for an incentive, for a conference, it's really something that they will remember. And it's very sustainable as well.
And
I hope Fernando also was swimming, right?
Of course.
Yeah, no, that was one of the many highlights of the trip. Every time I see the clients here, they are always talking about this swimming experience in the Baltics and the sauna. So yeah, that was one of the highlights we had during the trip.
It's super. I mean, this is really, this is something I want to experience as well. I mean, in Austria, yes, we have also the lakes, beautiful lakes, but in the Nordic with the sauna, this connection, this is really unique. Yeah, so something I have on my list as well. So Gerard, when we talk about mice, what would you, if somebody said, okay, I've never been to the Nordics, maybe let's take now Sweden, how could an incentive look like? How many days would you recommend arriving in Stockholm? I think Stockholm from the airport is quite well connected, right?
Yeah, well, we totally. I mean, you get all the big airlines. I mean, we have SAS, we have Norwegian, we have even Ryanair, and then all the major airline. I mean, Air France, KLM, British Airways, everybody is basically coming to Stockholm. And the same thing with Oslo, same thing. Copenhagen is even better with like even more big connection. And we have also Emirates, Qatar, in most of the cities in the Nordics. So you can really easily come here. But then we have also some direct connection to the north, for instance, to the north of Sweden, but it's not as often. So mice, which are coming here most of the time, 3-4 nights, that might not be too easy for them to go directly. But most of the time you have like one connection to come here, basically. But I mean, when we talk to the client, of course, to find out what their need is, how they see their time here, either they stay in Stockholm because we can offer so much, or they either go to the north directly for the whole time here, or they do a combination, which I think is quite nice, which we did when Fernando came with a client from Brazil. We combined Stockholm and the north of Sweden. So I think that is, in my idea, the best one, because you get the pulse of the city, and Stockholm is a very nice city with a lot of things to do, and you get the countryside and the more like typical Nordic landscape with a difference in temperature. So I would say, really depending on what the client wants to do, and the budget, of course. But you can fly, it takes like about an hour to fly to the north, an hour and a half, depending on where the north starts, because Sweden is a very long country. So, yeah.
Perfect. So, and with the speedboat, it took you like 45 minutes, and it was an island, right? From the mainland, Stockholm, with the speedboat to an island.
Yeah, we made a stop actually to a very nice museum. So we got a bit of culture as well on the way there. And then on the way back, it took an hour to come back. So it was the island we went to, which is called Ideborg. It was like the very far away, actually, one of the most far away from Stockholm. And you can do some glamping, and you had this sauna and this restaurant. So we stayed there. It was like a little destination in itself. So basically, 1 hour of speedboat in the evening, very magic. The water was so calm, so it was like a mirror almost. So now really, really nice. And that is something we include most of the time when the groups are coming here. So we offer them this kind of a speedboat activity.
Nice. Okay, super. Yeah, so what for me is also very interesting is some facts I found out is that Sweden is the third largest country in the European Union. I think something we need to talk about also is the currency, because European Union, yes, Sweden and Denmark are part of the European Union, but maybe you want to talk a little bit about currency, European Union, Schengen.
Yeah, it's a very important discussion, especially when it comes also to groups coming here for leisure or for mice, because we have Sweden, Denmark, and Norway have each their own currency, and then Finland is using euro. And what we hear often when we meet clients who've never been here is, but it's very expensive to have a group to your countries. But what is the situation now, and since maybe 1.5 years back, is the Norwegian and the Swedish crown are really low compared to the US dollar and the euro. While the Danish crown is on the same level as the euro, because there is some agreement between the euro and the Danish crown, so they follow each other basically. But this agreement is not there for Norway and Sweden, which means actually that today, and not today, but since 1.5 years, it's quite much cheaper to have a group coming here compared to 3-4 years ago. So I really always invite the people to try it, and we give them an idea of the cost, and we get quite often some reaction. I'm like, oh well, it wasn't as expensive as I thought. I mean, today Amsterdam has like more expensive hotel nights than Stockholm, for instance. Then maybe the food is more expensive in Stockholm than in Amsterdam. But all in all, you have two cities who are maybe on the same level. So yeah, it's quite a difference.
Yeah, so Fernando, you would like to add something?
Yes, something that was very interesting for our group when we arrived in Sweden, and we were not aware of that, is that they are so digitalized and so already forward that you don't see people using cash there. It's almost impossible to pay something or with cash. Everything has to be on a credit card. I don't think there is any place actually in Sweden that they will take cash. Is there, Gerard? At least from our experience, everyone declines.
You still in the grocery stores, they have to take cash. I mean, this is the whole, discussion. Yes, we're going to a situation where we have almost no cash, but still you have people who are a bit older who still wants to use cash. And you have also, the question, the day we have a major problem in the world with internet, what do you do if you can't even go and buy some grocery? So they actually, what the authorities tell people here is to make sure you have a bit of cash at home in case something would happen. So it is something people are doing more and more now. But otherwise, very true, the tourists are coming to the same thing in Copenhagen, same thing in Norway. They're arriving, they go and they change some cash, and then they cannot spend the cash because nobody's taking it. Or the cafe or the restaurant, or they want the credit card everywhere.
Yeah, we did not go to the grocery, so we didn't see that. But everywhere we tried to use cash, in the restaurant or in a drugstore or in a pub, wherever they would, or in the hotel when we were drinking something, they never took any cash. Or maybe only in the groceries they will take it.
Yeah, I mean, Brazil is most probably very different, right?
Yeah. Well, not only Brazil, but I think most countries. You go to Austria, you probably have, you can go anywhere and pay cash.
Yeah, quite 50-50, I would say. Yeah, both options are available.
In Brazil, I don't use cash for a long time. I pay everything on using the phone or the Apple Watch, but I rarely have cash on me. But it was interesting that the Swedish, they have already made this move, so to a digitalized world where you are not actually using printed paper for paying stuff.
Yeah, and I read yesterday or 2 days ago that Norway, the new cars, 95% of the new cars are electric. Yeah, so this is also leading, and Norway, when you're there, you see a lot of electric cars. And when we were in Oslo for New Year, I mean, what was fascinating, and this is also unique, the sun comes up at 10 o'clock in the morning and is there for 4 hours. So in the afternoon, the sun is gone again, and it can be even more extreme. So this is also a very fascinating experience, which is really wonderful. Yeah, somehow. I mean, in summer, right, you have the sun how many hours, and in the winter you have almost no sun, correct?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it depends on where you are again, because I mean, the whole Sweden, I think it's 2,500 kilometers long, so it's a big difference. But true. I mean, during the winter, it's really tough. I mean, the kids in the north part of Scandinavia, they put them under some lamps actually, so they get the C vitamin, or what is called the D vitamin. Maybe I'm not a doctor, but in order to make sure that they get some light actually. So, and this is really, of course, I mean, if you see in the spring when the sun is starting to come, people get crazy here. You know, it's not even warm, but they like take off their clothes to sun bath, you know, because they're like so desperate to get some sun. So it's really influencing the culture, the way people are, basically. And it's really different again if you go to the north or to the south. People are very different. In the north, the people don't speak too much, while in the south it's much more like if you go to Copenhagen, we used to call it the Mediterranean people of Scandinavia because they're so talkative, basically. Compared to the rest of us. So it's really, and that's the beauty of this region. You have 4 countries that are so different from each other, both in landscape, but also in the culture of the people and the way they are.
No, crazy. Nice. No, super. Yeah, so I mean, also the Viking background, you know, maybe most of us have seen the TV show on Amazon, The Vikings, so it brought us closer to your region, but also very fascinating, the Viking age and everything, the history, which I think is really, really interesting for everybody. Also, I think the language, so I think everybody speaks English, right, in the Nordic region, which is good, right?
Yeah. Basically, I would say everybody talks with different level, of course. But I mean, kids nowadays, my daughter, who is 7 years old, she understands English already, and she's never been to an English class because all the movies here are in the original language. So we don't dub them. So you can see the text is in Swedish, so you can read the text if you don't understand English. But so everybody is so exposed to English every day that, even older people, young people, everybody actually can manage in English. So it's really easy for people who are coming here.
Perfect. And all Norway is also, they're all in the Schengen area. So this is also very important to know, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's easy to come here as well. Yes.
So what and always in the Nordic regions for us, the sustainability is really important. So you can offer a lot of sustainable activities, right, for our clients if it's required.
Yeah, I mean, we through Liberty in the whole group, we have this very intensive work to go towards much more sustainability in what we offer, in the programs we offer. The thing with here, I mean, we have Greta Thunberg, she's Swedish, so yeah, everybody knows her, so it's a very strong movement, but it's something that is so old, basically, here. Everybody has been doing it for so many years. So, I mean, we tailor-made everything we do for the clients. So if they really are concerned, we can offer them a very sustainable stay from the beginning to the end. But what we notice, some countries don't even name it. So we can really adapt the level. One thing I'm missing so far are electrical buses to transport our guests, because so far we talk with our supplier all the time and ask them when is it coming, but it's not yet there because, I mean, the bus is very heavy, so you cannot, it's not like a car. It's too limited, the capacity. So far we still have to work with normal buses. But I mean, all the hotels, I mean, we have restaurants who only offer food which is, you know, ground and produced in Sweden. The meat is produced here as well. So we can really go very far, basically, depending on what the client is asking. But that's a fact, yes.
Perfect. No, that's the future, and this is very positive, very positive aspect. And yeah, I mean, electric cars with the temperature, you know, cold weather, it is a challenge. Yeah. So and overall, also what I found out, there's a hotel entirely made of tree houses. Yeah. So there are also some special hotels in the region, of course. So what is the capacities? How many people could you operate? What is the sizes of the hotels and the level of quality?
Once again, we're really spoiled there because we can really offer any kind of size. I mean, you name now the Tree Hotel, and I encourage everyone actually to go in their website. It's called the Tree Hotel because everybody as a kid has been basically building this kind of small houses in tree. I mean, this is the same concept. You are up in the tree, but in a room which is very luxurious. So it's magic. A lot of celebrities have been there actually. We have another one called the Arctic Bath, which is houses built on the water, but very luxurious. So this is the new trend. It's called glamping, basically, where you should be in the nature, but you want to be very comfortable. And that is really something going very well here. But I mean, we've had some operations here where we had 600 persons coming to drive test some new cars in Stockholm. I don't think we should name the brand, but so we won't do that. We had this last April, we had the 1,800 persons coming from 19 different countries to Stockholm for a gala dinner, basically, with a very famous artist. It was Kylie Minogue, that we can name actually. But then we have other groups. We have students coming for 30, 40 persons going around the three countries. We get that quite often. They do the three: Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. And they stay about 2 weeks. We had a big Mexican group in May from Mexico with 232 persons. An incentive, I think it was within furnitures in Mexico, and they invited their retailers. So they were here also, I think, for 12 days in total, and combined Norway, Denmark, and Sweden.
And how did they travel from Denmark with the car, the bridge, to Sweden, and then from Sweden? How was it?
Yeah, so actually they started with Denmark, then they took the boat from Denmark from Copenhagen to Oslo, spending the night on the boat, and then when they got to Oslo, they wanted to take the train from Oslo to Stockholm to be a bit more sustainable. Otherwise, we could have been flying as well. So they took the train, and then they left from Stockholm back home.
Nice.
So no, very nice one.
No, I mean, super interesting. I think our clients should really put this on their list to come summer or even winter. So you offer everything. It's for sure on my list because there's so many things. The Northern Lights, something you should see once in your life, right? And on the other side, I mean, we need to thank Sweden for ABBA, Spotify, IKEA, so many things that influenced us.
Yeah. Talking about music, Sweden is the third biggest producer of music in the world after the USA and UK. So you named ABBA with 375 million albums sold. And they have a very cool thing in London, actually, to sell another destination. But they have this exhibition with these avatars in London now. But Ace of Base, if you remember, Roxette.
Not to forget Roxette, yeah.
Exactly, Roxette. Europe, the final countdown. It's Swedish. It's a group from Stockholm, actually. Robin, maybe you remember. And of course, the regretted Avicii was Swedish. Sarah Larsson, the Swedish House Mafia, all of them. I mean, it's really huge. So big contribution
fantastic.
To the music we like.
And for the newer generations, Minecraft is also from Sweden. So perfect.
True. Yeah.
No, but thank you very much. Super interesting. I hope everybody enjoyed it. So thank you very much, Gerard and Fernando, for joining us, for sharing your experience. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening to the Mice Talk from Liberty International Tourism Group. Catch you in our next episode.